Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video giving my thoughts. We have an explanation for that huge mid-season finale death we got to see for The Walking Dead Season 8. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 8 as of yet. So this one, wanted to do this one straight away with you guys. This is from the HollywoodReporter.com, where we got some details about that huge character death, which I wanted to go over with you guys so we can kind of give our thoughts on this one, because it's such a different direction to go in than what we thought we would see this season, I would say, and just overall for the series. I mean, not just this season, but this is a huge character death in the series, and I think a lot of us assumed, or thought, at least I did, that Chandler Riggs must have wanted off the show if you're going to actually, kill him off this earlier in Season 8 of the series, because, him and Rick, of course, have been, two of our A-list leads from the very beginning of the show up until now. So very, very strange with this one that this is actually what we're seeing them do. And let's see what Chandler Riggs had to say about this one. So the Walking Dead star explains the show's biggest exit yet, and I do have to agree. This is, I think, the biggest character death in the entire series we've seen. Even though it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't, at least for me anyway. I can't speak for others, but for me, it doesn't feel like it should, which is like the biggest, most impactful death that there is. So he says, spoiler alert, yes, the AMC zombie drama is killing off one of its few remaining original stars, and THR has the exclusive details. So AMC's The Walking Dead just delivered the biggest shocker in its 100-episode-plus history during Sunday's Season 8 mid-season finale. The zombie drama set the stage for the unimaginable death one of its most untouchable characters, and I would have to agree there. I do think that Carl is one of the most untouchable characters in the show, and it's really crazy that we're actually getting to see this. So he started the series when he was 11, and now he's 18, and man, this one is just really, really crazy. So you guys got to see the episode, you got to see the reveal. It's what it is. It's there. So here we have some info from Chandler Riggs, it looks like. So the question was, recently accepted to college. Was it your decision to leave The Walking Dead? And then Chandler replied, I'm taking a gap year right now to focus on acting for a while. Leaving Walking Dead wasn't my decision. So it was not his decision, even though a lot of us thought it must be. It looks like, according to him, it was not his choice. It was all story related. It made sense story-wise for it to happen for Rick and Michonne and all other characters. When did you find out? I was planning on going to college until I found out. I found out when I was doing rehearsals for episode 6 back in June. It was quite the shocker for me, Andy, and everyone, because I don't think anyone saw it coming. It's definitely not a bad thing, because it has been awesome being on the show, but now I get to go and do a lot of other stuff that I haven't gotten to do before. Scott wanted to meet me or meet in person because it was such a big deal. We had just finished rehearsing for a scene in episode 6, and he wanted to meet with me and my mom and dad and talk about what's going to happen. Then it says, what was Scott's reasoning in killing Carl? In the comics, Scott was trying to figure out why there was a hole between Rick slitting Negan's throat at the end of All Out War story arc, and then there's a time jump and Negan is alive and in prison and Rick didn't kill Negan. Scott was trying to figure out how to bridge the gap between Rick not wanting to kill Negan and Rick also wanting to kill Negan, which he does right now in the TV show's story. Scott's way to get around that was to make Carl this really humanitarian figure and person who could see the good in people and see that people can change and not everyone out there is bad. That's what Carl's talk to Rick was in the episode. There's no way that they can kill every one of the saviors, and not everyone is a bad person. And there has to be some way forward other than just killing people. You're as big of a fan of the comics as anyone out there. How did you respond to Carl being killed off, especially considering that he's still alive and kicking ass in the comics? So then Chandler said, it was devastating for me and my family because the show has been such a huge part of my life for so long. For a few days, we didn't know what to do. I just bought a house in Sonoya, near where the show films in Georgia. That was a big deal that I wouldn't be on anymore. I decided that I wanted to not go to college for at least a year and move to LA and focus on acting and music. It ended up being a great thing because now I get to do all kinds of other stuff that I haven't been able to do in the last 8 years. And then we have... did you talk with Robert Kirkman about this major shift? Are you disappointed you won't get to film a lot of what happens to Carl in the comics, like the arc with the Whispers? And that's true. This is me saying this now. He's got a huge character arc in the Whispers, where he's a forefront character in that, and it's going to be really strange since he's been killed off now. Who's going to take on that role? Maybe to give it to Henry or something. New character from the Kingdom. Did a video on that already, by the way. Carl 2.0 is most likely going to be Henry, so you can check that out. It's in the channel if you want to see it. I'll put it in the end videos for you guys if you haven't seen it yet. So then, I don't think I've talked to Kirkman about it at all. If we did, it was briefly at Comic-Con in San Diego. I don't talk to Robert that much unless it's press related. I was excited to do a lot of those storylines in the comics because there's a lot of really cool stuff. I'm more excited to do other things than The Walking Dead than I was excited about doing those things on Walking Dead. Man, crazy. So outside of killing Rick, this is the biggest departure the show can make from the comics. How do you think this fundamentally changes the show? And he says, I didn't know how it was going to pan out with Rick trying to move forward past this, because his whole reason that he was pushing forward was to protect Carl and to raise him and to have him follow in his footsteps and have Carl be the leader one day. I don't know how Rick and Michonne are going to handle it. I guess I'll have to watch and find out. Wow. Were you surprised that they opted to kill Carl rather than just say have him go live at the hilltop like in the comics? And then he said, I didn't expect for Carl to ever get killed off. And just to say, guys, I was right there, like, we all thought, there's no way they would kill Carl off. He's as safe as anybody. He might be like the safest character in the show because he's the future of the show. You can't kill him off, right? But it serves a good purpose in the story. There's still a little more left in Carl's story in episode 9, the mid-season premiere in 2018, and that impacts Rick, Michonne, and everyone. Although Carl's story is coming to an end, it's not fully over yet. So that is true, guys. He does have one more episode left in the next half that we're going to see. So he's not totally done, but when you look at the fact they've done over 100 episodes, he's pretty much done at this point, pretty much. And they would have already filmed that anyway, so in terms of Chandler as an actor, he's done for sure, 100%. At least with Walking Dead, that is. Good luck to him in his future projects. Was there any discussion about not killing Carl off and leaving the door open for you to return? Then he said, I have no clue, to be honest. When Scott told me, that was his decision. So, wow, this is crazy. And then he kind of goes on a little bit here, and he does like that he kind of went out like a hero, kind of, giving Sadiq a chance in that. In terms of timelines, it's now clear that the teary-eyed Rick, so kind of some info about that. He's kind of saying it could be, that kind of deal. There's still the old man Rick scene, or that now is clearly not a flash forward due to the time jump from the comics. So it's possible vision of the future, this kind of stuff, speculation, this kind of thing. Man, and then they kind of ask if he thinks Rick could be killed off too. And Chandler saying, this is possible too. I haven't talked to him much about it, but I know that he has a family that he leaves every year to come to Georgia for months and months to film The Walking Dead, leaving his kids back home in England. I know he's probably getting pretty tired, so this is crazy, man. Wow, Carl's last dying moments. Oh man, this is just crazy. Bits and pieces of memories of Carl throughout the second half. So yeah, maybe like some Abraham-ish type of flashback scenes or dream scenes or anything like that. Wow, that's crazy, man. Let's see, man, just some other stuff here that really, wow, so I think that's that's mainly what we're seeing for this one. Any parting words you'd like to say to your fans? Thank you all, or thank you to all the fans for giving me a job for 8 years and for giving me this amazing experience and blessing me with this career and this chance at having so much opportunity. So. And that's pretty much wrapping it up there. So, wow, guys, let me know what you guys think. Write a comment below. What do you think about this news? It sounds like, as confirmed by Chandler Riggs, of course, the actor who plays Carl, he had bought a house there. He was planning on, being a long-term survivor, so to speak, a staying character, and he's been killed off. So how are you guys feeling about this? Do you think this was a mistake? Do you think it's the right decision? Do you think that it was enough? Do you think that the death was used? Do you think it was useful enough for the story to, in terms of opportunity, the cost of it? So, do you think that? And write a comment. Do you think that this was worth it? To be able to use Carl to kill Carl off, so Rick decides to leave, not kill Negan. Do you think that this? Do you think this was worth it? Because really, Carl was in a lot of ways maybe the future of the series. And why do you think it might be that they did decide to kill him off? Was it his age? Was it because he was growing so fast that he didn't match up with the comic book series character anymore? Just what do you guys think? This is crazy stuff. Probably the biggest article, the biggest interview in the history of The Walking Dead, I want to say, right here. Write the comments. I got to see what you guys have to say about this one. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Thumbs up the video if you liked me covering it. But, did you like it or did you hate it? Maybe I'll add a poll to the video. What do you think about this? Was it a mistake? Was it not a mistake? Do you think it makes sense? Did you hate seeing Carl? Do you like Carl? How are you guys feeling? Write the comments below. Send me your questions for Q&As. We'll have videos on this one all week, guys. If you like this one, thumb it up, share, favorite. If you got a Facebook and you wouldn't mind sharing it through for me, I'd appreciate it. Turn on the notifications at the bottom if you're already subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya. Just subscribe somehow.